What's happening? Victor, you know what day it is?
What day is it, Ed?
It's Throat Punch Thursday Eve.
All right.
I know how much you
I
love
hate that phrase.
I know you do.
Throat punch.
What's going on? What do we see out there in the chat? If you haven't yet, throw some stuff up in there. Like, what are you most looking forward to this Thanksgiving? You know, is it food? Is it fellowship? Is it time with the fit? Whatever it is, football, whatever it is, throw something in there. And, somebody called it AKA Winning Wednesday. Thank you.
Yeah.
Family time. Lions football. Oysters. Nice.
Adriel
look at this.
Bueno says
This
bacon
group
makes everything better.
These are
I agree with
these
them.
are some speedy posters. Look at these.
Yeah.
These guys and gals are
me
getting
see.
after it. We got a full house, man.
Food, smoked
Pumpkin
meat,
pie. Ooh,
family time,
ooh.
Lions football. That's Corey. Goodbye, Corey.
What are you looking forward to?
Well, my wife might make me a poppy seed cake. Her
Tell me more.
grandmother, before she passed away, always every year made me a poppy seed cake. And so my wife refused to make it only just once a year because it's too sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I get the poppy seed cake.
So if you eat a poppy seed cake here at Orkin and you get in an accident, you gotta go get drug tested. That might not be so good. I don't know how that all works out, but
I'm totally screwed.
so mine's similar, right?
What you got?
This cherry dessert. It was kind of look like whipped cream, Cool Whip, all this stuff. My grandmother used to make it.
You call it schlag, by the way?
No, I don't.
I found out that's whipped cream is schlag.
Okay.
But
But it's got like a graham cracker crust, and the recipe exists, right? But you would think graham cracker crust like a pie.
Okay.
And it's in a big baking dish. It looks like a cake, right?
Okay.
You would think with my 3 daughters and my wife and all these folks in my life that someone would make that for me.
Nobody.
The recipe's out there.
Right.
They've never done it. Maybe they think the bar is too high. So Victor, it may come down to the fact that
All right.
I'm certainly not.
So what's it called again?
We just called it cherry dessert.
All right. If you're feeling sorry for Ed,
Send me some cherry
please
dessert.
find a cherry dessert and ship it to him. Make him happy.
Absolutely.
He's basically begging for one.
So we will see what happens, but nothing says pilgrims
Amber
like
Kramer says pumpkin pie.
Nothing says pilgrims like poppy seed cake. Who the hell was that?
Who said that? Who said that? And I hate
he's one of those,
iPad.
he's one of those guys flying underneath the radar.
Oh, my God.
Oh, the Packers and the Lions. That's right.
Sardinsky says all the above. Deep fried, Zachary James says deep fried turkey. All right. Adam says my kid's home for the week. Way
Very
to go, man.
sweet. Persimmon pudding.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What is Cole Mathewson trying to say? 1-0. I don't know.
I don't know.
Looks very binary to me. So
Broccoli, rice, cheese casserole. Oh, my. Brandon. They make that at my house all the time.
Mike
I've never
Palermo
touched
says
that.
artichokes.
Artichokes?
Yeah.
My father-in-law likes artichoke dip, so my wife will be making that, I'm sure.
Okay.
Palermo's an artichoke guy.
Yeah, he's
the Bears. There's the Bears.
Yeah, Palermo's special.
Michigan about the dog walk, Ohio. I hope Mr. Coker, I hope you don't work for Brady, because that wouldn't fit too well.
I want to
with
hang
him.
around with Wayne Dove. Let's
What's
go
he
get
saying?
some Popeyes turkey. Is there such a thing as Popeye's turkey? That's funny.
I think there is.
Is there?
Arby's has like a turkey thing.
Oh.
We talked about this morning. So for the first time in my life, went to Capriotti's sub shop. I guess they're all over the country. Capriotti's, it's like a sub shop. It's like a high-end thing.
I haven't been there.
I bought 2 sandwiches. It cost me like $30. I'm like, what the hell just happened, right?
Okay.
But they have these things. They're called the Bobby, right?
The Bobby.
And it's like a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich. If you've ever had one, throw it in the chat. But they actually bake turkeys and hand pull it.
Yeah.
They put it on the bread. They put the cranberry sauce on. They put the stuffing on. They put a little light mayo on there. And I had one the other night, Monday night, for the first time ever, and it was spectacular.
How much did you pay for it?
I got 2 sandwiches, and I think I got a drink, and I got some coleslaw, and it was over $30. I went home, I told my wife, I said, that might be the last time going to Capriotti's. But it was really, really good.
Okay.
Really, really good. And I know there's a sandwich, Wayne Dove can maybe put it in there. There's a sandwich out in Philadelphia that's like that, too.
Oh, by the way, Team Tyler says coquito and tembleque. Yeah, man. I know what you're talking about.
Help me out.
Love that. I love me some coquito, man.
What else? Who you see out there, man? We got a lot of
Adriel
faces.
says Gandalf's gondolas.
Danielle Coover's playing. She's playing hide and seek. She's hiding behind it. Oh, there she is. She's popping back in the camera. Who else is out there, Victor?
Let me
a lot
see.
of folks in their branches, which is really cool. Really cool.
Rob Gillen looks like
Dr.
just
Vital
serious,
Clean is
man.
in the house.
It's okay, Rob. Just smile, man. It's all right. It's okay. Let me see who else is out there.
Joel Verdon. We're going to talk about Joel in a little bit.
Joel Verdon. There he goes. Joel Verdon looks a little quiet.
Wait a second. I see a familiar face.
Who's
At
that?
least one that assembles a familiar face. I see Alexis Deese. Her mother is like the rock star she's the all-time best ever sales agent in OC3. Tim was just in here.
Really?
Michelle's like a 10, 12-time Chairman's Club winner
Really?
from the OC3. Now she's in leadership over there.
Okay.
And Alexis is working now for those folks down in Louisiana.
how's Alexis
Take
doing?
care of that girl, Don Spidali.
How's
Keep an
Alexis
eye on
doing?
her. I'm counting on you.
How's she doing, Alexis?
I think she just started. So, Alexis,
okay,
how you doing?
so she's not at her mother's level yet, is what you're saying.
Well, no, she's going to be, though.
Okay,
But she
okay, I'm
looks
just saying.
My God,
Alexis,
girl, you look
game
just
up,
like,
Alexis.
You look just like your
Game
mother.
up.
I shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
but you
I mean, she's
do.
got a nice little blurred screen in the background. She's trying. I got that.
She can't deny it. Who else?
Jason Mossberger with the ugly green wall behind him. Dude, what is your problem?
Melvin
So,
Johnson's like he's in outer space. What's going on there?
I don't know.
What
And we got Dr. Vital Clean.
Brandon, did you have something on your head earlier? You had like a little, what do you have on his head? He had like, what did you call
A
it?
beanie. It was a beret.
Yeah, a beret. He
got a
was,
beret.
He was sporting a beret through AI.
MDT in the
Sardinsky,
house.
get off your phone. You're supposed to be paying attention to us.
There you go.
All right, what else we got?
By the way,
here?
got MDT in the house.
Anybody else?
That's
Who
Mary Dixon.
Michael Burns is on. He's with
Got
us.
all three names in there, Mary.
John
I'm
Carr's
working
here.
it in there for you.
Brett Cremines look happy as ever, Brett. You just
Mary's
always
so
smiling.
serious,
I don't know
like-
how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Clark Ferguson in the house.
Holy buckets. Dale, don't get so close to that camera.
Dylan.
I don't know where you were just at, but move back. Yeah, thank you.
Dylan Campbell's in the house. He's a new RSM for us. Michael Krause, he's cheering for those Lions, I'm sure, and those
What's
Michigan
turducken?
Is that somebody from Louisiana?
I don't know. S. Hampton. What's turducken?
Turducken is.
I don't know what that is.
You don't watch football. You're not even a sports fan.
Well, I just need you to tell me what turducken
Like
is.
John Madden used to have these things on Thanksgiving all the time. Help me out, Spidali, help me out. It's a
duck,
chicken stuffed in a.
It's a duck inside of a chicken inside of a turkey. Huh?
No, it's for real.
No, that ain't for real.
It's for real.
That's not for
and
real.
they debone them all. Spidali, help me out. Somebody from down
Duck
there in
inside
Louisiana,
of a
help me
chicken?
out.
Dude,
I'd ask
post a
Civittoni to
picture
help
of a
me out, but
turducken.
the Patriots-
Post a picture of a turducken.
Look at my man Civittoni. The Patriots.
So
may be back,
turducken is
man.
like a babushka doll.
No, it's like a real thing.
But it's like a babushka doll.
What's
like
a babushka?
a
Babushka's
doll
what's
within a doll within a doll. So what you're saying is, just let's move on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Should
what
we
you're
just
talking
get to this?
You say babushka, I think about all the little Catholic ladies at church used to come with their little babushkas on when you couldn't go into church without something covering your head. That's probably too much to talk about. I'm going to get in trouble. What else we got here? Jason Civittoni, we've already disinterested him. Angie's still with us.
See, somebody understood a Russian nesting doll. See, somebody got it. It's a Russian doll with multiple layers. Thank you.
There's Roxanne. Look,
Turtles
we got
all the way
a lot of
down.
folks in the house.
You can also stuff with shrimp, chicken, and duck. A turducken. Oh, there it is. Wesley posted it.
All right, finally somebody has
crap.
sanity to this thing.
Okay, sorry, I just got to look at this picture real quick.
What do you got? There's a picture of a turducken?
Yeah, he did it right. He's got a profile picture of it, kind of a sliced view of it. Yeah, look, it actually
You're not
looks
in the
good.
Chat. Yeah,
It actually looks good.
What
All
else?
right, I now know what a turducken
There's
is.
Jennifer Kane. She had a big month.
John Madden made it famous, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Right?
He did. They'll be giving out the turkey legs, I think, too. Do they still do that? I don't even know if they do that.
I have no idea.
I don't watch much of
But
that.
should we get into content before you guys
Let's
get mad
going.
at
Let's
us?
get going. So, hey, real quick, come over here, Matt, and let's talk commercial sales in November and year to date. I would say that it was not our most stellar performance in October. How's that? Victor's going to scold me because we did, in fact, have a 5% when you combine the national and you combine the local. We did eke out a 5% year-over-year increase, which in most companies is good, but the way y'all been clocking it, year to date, is not good. So we missed the ball a little bit there. Our local commercial sales were only up 1.5% year-over-year, and you compare that to where we're at year to date. We're clocking that about 8% on local sales. Our team sales were fairly solid at 26% over year to date for the month of October. But again, that's fallen a bit behind what we've been tracking and what we are tracking to date through 10 months. 35% increase, Victor, in team sales, which is
Nice.
just a home run. I was talking to Sherman on the phone earlier, and there's a young guy there's a sales guy up in Chattanooga that just landed another big $20,000 Kenco team sale, right? Just keeps coming and just kind of scratching the surface with all that stuff going on. That was just fresh in my mind. When you put it all together, total commercial sales for the month of October, like I said, we were up 5%. When we load it all together year to date, we are up 11% year over year. And the cool thing about that, Victor, is we crossed the $200 million threshold. $208 million through 10 months produced by these folks out there. Just
Why were you so negative at the beginning?
Well, because we didn't have a good October.
All right.
Right? Is that fair enough?
That's fair
yeah,
enough.
leave me alone. Let me say my stuff. And remember, you're getting paid to be here. All right. So what else? So national account sales. I just want to touch on that real quick because I I shared this with in Pat C's staff meeting the other day. Year to date, our net national account revenues, folks, are up 14.1%. Your national account revenues are about 137 million. And on the sales side, our national sales, when you combine with the national account seller sale and you combine the team sales, they're up 24.5% over last year, representing $69 million in total sales.
Wow.
So our national account sales, pure sales, started sales, are sitting at about 33% of our mix. And I remember years ago, Gina Irochi asked me, he said, what do you think is a good mix for national, versus local?
Right.
And he settled on this 33%. I think it would be good if we had 33, because you don't want too many national accounts, right? Because sometimes you get in those shenanigans where they're just driving the price down and commoditizing it. But he said 33%, and we've never been there. And we're right at that 33%. So
interesting.
Just outstanding performances across the board. We were a little shy in profit last month, but I guess all the guys that know how to count that stuff and figure that out, all the bean counters that are in the offices down there, have a pretty good projection on where we're going to go by the end of the year, and that we'll catch up that little shortfall we're sitting at right now as a company. Different divisions are performing differently, but I would like to just mention just a little bit about, you asked me earlier in the broadcast how the stock's doing. I think the stock today is up over $59, and I think it's of note that we mentioned that Ken Krause, our CFO, he came to us about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. He's been a CFO for publicly traded companies for like 10 or 12 years, and he mentioned that he's had like 54 quarters, that we did something last quarter that never happened in the third quarter. Wall Street makes all these projections, as you know, Victor, right? They make these projections on how they anticipate we're going to do ahead of us releasing our earnings, right? And Ken said for the first time in his career that when the earnings were released, we met or exceeded every metric that these soothsayers on Wall Street said we were going to do. We met or exceeded every single one of them, like 12 of them that they really measured, figure out where the stock price is going. All 12 of them, we clocked it. We got it done, right? And he said it's never happened before. So I want to congratulate this team out there for making that happen. Just outstanding. Matt's in here doing something. He just wants me to keep talking. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So just outstanding performance there. I think that's of note that you understand how successful we have been in the market. Stock's at $59. If you're not taking part of that piece, we have some technical difficulties going on here. So I'm just gonna. He just says keep talking, so I'll keep talking. What else, Victor?
That's about it. Before we get into content, let's talk about that numbers that were posted this month.
You mean the top sellers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to get to that as soon as Matt gets out. He's putting the pressure on Matt, and we're trying to figure out how to get back here. But we've had. Are we all good?
There you go. All right. I think we're all good now.
We're all good.
All right. He's giving us the thumbs up. But yeah, I mean, some of these numbers are I think they're pretty good. But from a profit standpoint, just a little off.
Yeah, a little shortfall.
Okay.
Again, everybody thinks we're going to make it up, so I think we're going to be good there. Yeah. So don't hit the panic button there.
Any surprises for this quarter, like that you saw in terms of the number, or something that maybe you didn't see?
I think one of the things that we're seeing is that the bed bug is about flat to last year when you look at that. I mean, it's not a big piece of what we do, but that bed bug piece is something that's just kind of stayed flat.
What do you think that is, or
I don't know.
Theories?
I don't know. Okay. Is it people traveling less? I don't know. I really don't have an answer to that. If I did, but I'd be on Wall Street predicting how we're all going to do.
But by the way, that is pretty good that they had 12 different metrics.
Hit them all.
They hit them all.
Hit them all.
And that's amazing.
And what's unique about it is our competitors. There's two of our competitors that have to report publicly as well, particularly in the commercial space, not having anywhere near that kind of success.
Interesting.
Anywhere near that kind of success.
That means the market's looking, because I think the stock's up like 3-4 points today. You guys can verify that. I don't have the number right in front of me, but it's like 3 or 4 points.
Somebody posted in the early chat.
Yeah.
It's up over 59, and
nice.
It's been a nice increase this year.
Do you remember what it was this time last year, off the top of your head? Or
no, I would say it's up at least $12.
$12. Nice.
Sure.
Breakdance contest while we wait.
No breakdance.
Just stand by.
So can we now move, since we covered all those company numbers ad nauseum, right? And tried to do a little dancing. Can we recognize the folks that got paid on $75,000 in the month of October? Get a load of this list. This is strong. Let it rip, Matt. How about that?
Wiffle ball back.
Wiffle ball. He's back to back, number one in the company. But come on, brother. $4,900. You'd had $200K.
Could have been $200K.
Come on, Garrett. You're better than that. You're better than that.
Is there a prize at $200K or special?
No, there's no prize at $200K. Now my phone's going off.
Okay.
What the hell's going on here?
Billy Bamonte.
He's always there. Billy
Nice.
B is there. A lot of folks have been on this list for a long time. I do want to point out Joe Verdon. I think I mentioned this on last month's broadcast. I think he landed like one of those big name accounts that are just cool to talk about. Folks, we now service the Mayo Clinic. I mean, come on.
Oh, nice.
I mean, forget about that. I mean, think about the impact that has when you go out and you talk to folks. And
hey, somebody says here, where's Jen Kane?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Jen's here. I think she's had a heck of a month. Again, this is, just to remind you, this is start a business. So I know Jen sold a lot last month.
Okay.
She'll be on that list next month as it gets started. Who else? Paul Moore. That's a new name. Paul Moore up in Waterloo, Iowa.
Michael Wallinger.
He's been there a couple times.
Yeah.
He's relatively new. He's under a year, getting after it.
Yeah, wow. Congratulations to him.
You
Brandon Seabrook.
Yep, Brendan always sends me his notes about how much he sold before he gets it sold. And you got to work all that stuff out with your RSM, Brandon. But I think we got you squared away this month and got you in that 100K club. So
we got BC and CP.
BC and CP, Brian Clark, my
Chris
young
Pierce.
Towner.
Yep.
And of course the GOAT of all time, Chris Pierce, the greatest commercial salesman ever at Orkin, has undoubtedly, with a couple months left, just punched his. I think maybe Jeff can put it in the chat. I think it's going to be his 36th or 37th President's Club trip. Just
nice. Albert Leschleider, always a pleasure to see him on here.
There's your guy, Albert.
Cedric McDermott.
They call him the GOAT down there in Dallas.
Oh, do they?
Mr. McDermott gets after it. There's our guy Nick Nervick in there. Jesse Jolly ringing the bell.
West Coast.
Earl's a new name out of Durango, Colorado. That's outstanding.
Durango, Earl.
Yeah. Keith Colbert, the guy that landed that University of Kentucky sale, that $1 million sale. He's number 2 in President's Club behind our friend Jason. Jason must have taken the month off, and Civitoni's not on the list. I see him here, but Jason's already got like 2.5 or 2.6 million in the bank. I know that they made a sales call last week. A bunch of them were up there. He may have another one of them $2-3 million deals about the land.
So what's the ranking so far on commercial? Who's number 1 right now, do you think?
Jason. Nobody's going to catch him. Unless somebody lands a big deal. Jason's got so much gap between him and Keith and some of the others.
Just killing.
Yeah,
Way to go. Way to go.
Not just that Boston airport sale, but all of it that Jason has been. He'll be 3 times chairman of Chairman's Club back to back if he punches it across the line. And Jason, I'm cheering for you, brother. I'm cheering for you.
Earl, how do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah, that's a new name. That's a new name.
Phonetically put that in there. I want to make sure I got it right. So some great names on here. Anything that stands out?
Yeah, I want to shout out Jeff Litster out of Syracuse,
noticing
New
that
York.
one, yeah.
Yeah, Jeff was a couple-time President's Club winner as an account manager. Spent some time back as a branch manager. He moved into the branch manager ranks, and he saw the light. He came to the good side. He came back to sales, and he's killing it. He's just throwing up sales like crazy. Yep. Michael Candler in Lansing, Michigan. He's the guy that.
Have we had Anthony Acosta on there?
Oh, yeah. We've had Anthony Acosta in on. Well, I think Palermo brought him in on one of his broadcasts. Yeah, Anthony's a 3 or 4-time President's Club winner.
Great numbers.
Just outstanding. It'd be remiss if we didn't shout out my guys Dennis Ganzert and Ralph Hibbard. Ralph sends me a note every time his final pay comes in.
Right.
He calls it, I get some Eddie money.
Eddie money.
Eddie money. Eddie money. The old singer. He said, I get some Eddie money. When he gets that, he sends me a picture of it. And he said, now what I got to do, his goal now is he has to punch his 2 tickets to paradise. You know Eddie Money? You don't know. You don't even know.
Eddie Money, 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking way back when.
Yeah, that's my era. That's your era too. Who you kidding?
It is.
But I got that, Ralph. I got that. Baby.
All right, cool.
What else?
That's
John Craven. Just outstanding results, man. I mean, when you think about the number of folks that are clocking at 75K, and this is paid on folks. So everybody on this list, they easily made 15 grand last month. I mean, there's no question about that. And the other thing, as you know, the way we run this contest is that Wiffle Ball is going to get another $500 Amazon gift card.
Nice.
And everybody else that hits the list gets a $100 Amazon gift card from me. And I imagine I'll get those out probably Saturday or Sunday and have those in your inbox. And I'll shoot an email when I tag them out to you. Yep. So anybody can win. Autumn Bailey is back on the list as well from Orlando Commercial. Anything else that jumps off the page for you?
Michael Rivera, Denver.
Yeah, I met Michael. He came down here to, he was in one of those classes. I don't know if it's the one you talked to or it was one I talked to. out in Denver, just killing it. I mean,
Yeah.
he's relatively new. He will be our Rookie of the Year,
Yeah.
without question. And
Really?
he will punch his ticket. I think he's going to make it just with his raw numbers. He's going to make it. But
Holy bucket.
just slaying it, man. Just so you just get in here and you get after it, right? And you can make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing I want to make sure that I because my message. I'm not going to be around much longer, but I want to make sure that everybody understands where we're at in our company right now, and the fact that there goes a motorcycle by.
Yeah.
In our company right now, I've been asked a bunch of times as I've traveled around, is this the golden age of sales at Orkin? And folks, I promise you right now today, I started here in 1983 peddling termite work in Columbus, Ohio. There is no better time to ever be in sales at Orkin than there is today. We got people making money. We got people making what a lot of our sales managers like to talk about, life-changing money.
Yep.
And it's happening every day. And you don't need to be some expert. You don't have to be somebody that's got this experience. You don't have no dang college degree. You can jump in here, get your nose bloodied, get out and get after it, and you could throw up these six-figure numbers.
Yeah, I'm blown away by, even on the residential side as well as commercial, people who've been here less than a year and are just killing it.
Yeah.
Even the people in the call center, some of the new people on the residential side, that's even more amazing.
Yeah, we had a gal come in. She transferred from the field. She's 12 months in the field, or 12 years in the field, service manager. She did some office stuff,
Right.
And she moved over to the call center. She was the #1 salesperson last month.
Yep.
If you come in and you follow the process and you do it's out there. I always talk when we get our commercial folks on the call, on this call, our competition is still struggling. And you laugh about punching them in the throat. Man, just kick them when they're down, punch them in the throat, cut their liver out. The opportunity is there. They're still screwing business up, and we got an opportunity to just go in there and take it away. Just take it away. Because again, we are in the takeaway business, Victor Antonio.
Yes, yeah.
That's what this game's
I
all
don't think
about.
it's necessary to cut liver out, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So let's get into some content before I get myself in trouble.
All right.
You did a broadcast. Not a broadcast. You came down and spoke to a group, and I see some of the faces that may have been in that audience, but they all weren't. And you did a piece for Mike and his team when he had this advanced commercial sales class here in Atlanta.
Mike Palermo.
Didn't
even buy me a cup of coffee, and I did it for free.
Not even a cup of coffee.
Nope.
He's looking at me. He's throwing his hands up in the air.
I would do it.
He said you didn't ask. I don't know. I would have got you a cup of coffee.
Thank you.
If you did that kind of favor for me.
Thank you.
But I posted it. I posted it maybe a month ago, right? Or just like right after it happened, a couple weeks ago. I posted it out in my nightly message to y'all, and there's been maybe 100+ views on it. I would have thought there would have been more.
Yeah.
But when I went back and I looked at it, I said, well, we can't do it all here.
Right.
I wanted us to clip down just a couple pieces of it,
Right.
and really just kind of turn it over to you, because it's kind of your baby, right? It's kind of what resonates with you, and just kind of take that from there,
Right.
and let's talk about those couple things.
Okay. So there was a study that came out. I'm going to go to the slides here real quick. Let's first look at these numbers. And I've shared this with some of you guys before. They did a study across different industries, and on average, close rates are 40%. And what they found, and again, this is different industries. I know for some of you it's much higher, especially in this industry, but on average, 40% across different industries. Now, that means if you win 40, you lose 60. Here's my question. Where did that 60% of the business go? Put it in the chat. Where do you think that 60% went? What do you think happened to that 60%? Where did it go? Put it in the chat. Come on, I'm going to pause here till you put something in the chat. Where do you think that went?
Competitor.
John Cowart says competitor. Appreciate that.
Come on.
Who else?
No buy.
Corey. And there it is. So,
waiting for the follow-up.
Waiting for the follow. Stayed with the same vendor they have.
Very good, Albert.
Albert, there you go. Terminix, but they'll be back. They'll be back. I love that one. All right, I love that.
DIY, do it yourself.
DIY, spread through competitors. So here's what they found, is that 60% of those people who did the business you lost, 20% went to your competitor, and then 40% went to no decision. Now, Ed, what strikes me about this data point here is that this tells you that your real competitor is not your competitor. Right. Your real competitor is no decision. And so they were trying to figure out, well, what is it that why don't they make a buying decision? The big answer is no confidence. We, the salesperson, didn't give them the confidence to make a buying decision to move forward. So along comes the pandemic. Now I'm going to change topics real quickly here, but I'm going somewhere and I'll bring it all together. During the pandemic, all of us decided that we needed to get on these digital platforms. Along comes a company called Tether and says, hey, we have all these calls that are being recorded. Why don't we go ahead and analyze them? So Tether analyzed 2.5 million calls to figure out what the best of the best are doing to get over that no decision. And what they found were 5 different things. That the best of the best, what they would do to get people to make a decision was to control the flow of the conversation, anticipate objections, use a certain engagement style, which we're going to talk about here, advocate a solution, or de-risk the solution. Now, I don't have time to go through all these, but as Ed said, he posted the video, the full session I did for Mike Palermo's team on his YouTube channel, so go check it out. What I want to focus on right now is the engagement style. And the model that they used was something that Kim Scott put together in a book called Radical Candor. And so if you look at this graph from top to bottom, the salesperson cares about their client. At the bottom, the salesperson doesn't care about the client. They're more concerned about themselves. If you look at the left, you stay silent. You don't say anything when the customer is making a bad move. Or if you see the customer making a bad choice, you challenge them. And what she said was interesting when it came to engagement style. If you decide to stay silent, you care about your clients, but you stay silent, she called that ruinous empathy. In other words, you empathize with them, but you're not strong enough to say something. I like to call that person a coward. If you only worry about yourself and you don't say something, in other words, you just want to close the deal, whether it's good for the customer, good or bad, you don't care. She called that manipulative insincerity. I call that narcissism, because you just cared about yourself. And if you're just arguing with clients all the time because you want to do it your way and they should listen to you, again, she called it obnoxious aggression, which is almost like bullying your customer. She says the winning slot is right here. Radical candor exists when you care about your customer enough not to stay silent. Let me say that again. When you care about your customer enough not to stay silent, in other words, you challenge them when they're making a bad decision. Maybe they're not buying the full service that you're offering. Your thoughts on that, Ed?
Yeah, two things. I think number one, and I'll go back to the first piece, right? The no decision. That's the ruination of many commercial account sellers, right? We're in the takeaway business, and you know, if I asked, I don't know, we got maybe 300 or 400 of them on here. If I asked you your number one objection, most of you would say price, and it's never been price in my 40 plus years. It's the fact that we didn't show them enough to make them change, to give them that confidence.
Correct.
But back to this, this radical candor. I think it's as simple as, just, and this is going to sound a little bit callous, but when a salesperson walks into an opportunity, and let's say they have rodents, right? And alls we lean into is we just try to get that sale. Well, let me get that GPC, and I'll take care of these rodents. And even though you pitched it, maybe you pitched the whole bundle, maybe you pitched some exclusion, you pitched some clean out. Right. Sometimes there's that tendency for these salespeople that are at the bottom of that chain, all about them, to just take that piece and run, and then put the poor technician behind the 8 ball right away, right? So I think what happens oftentimes is we yearn so much to get that sale. Maybe we hadn't had one in a couple, 3 days, right? That we say, okay, I'll take that, and I'll go back and fix that later. Right. But that's just the wrong way to do it. Don't sell it to them, right? I mean, just I won't let you buy that. Well, how about if I just do the general pest control? Will that solve my problems? Well, maybe it will, but no, it won't. Right. And you got to have that ability to come across that way, that confident and that competence that says, look, I'm not going to sell you just that. Right. If you don't buy this exclusion program, if you don't buy this clean out program, I'm walking. I'm folding my stuff up and I'm leaving. Right. Yep. And that's radical, in my mind. Does that make sense? That makes total sense. It's almost like I told you the story many times about a guy came over to sell us a walk-in tub. Well, we asked him to come in to sell us a walk-in tub. And I was telling Ed the story that I got to the point where there was a heating element to this tub, and it was $10,000. I'm like, I don't need to pay for that. I don't want to pay for that. I don't think I need that. And literally, the guy said, well, then I'm not selling this to you. Like, total deal was $25,000. He was willing to walk away from $15,000, and he's just said, I'm not selling it to you. He said, here's what's going to happen. He says, you're not going to buy this, and then you're going to get in the tub, you're going to be cold, you're going to be freezing your ass off, if I can say it that way. He kept going on. Then you're going to be mad. Then you're going to post a negative review. No, I'm not selling it to you. You're going to either take it with it or not sell it at all. Exactly. And we wound up buying it. It was one of those things where he cared so much about my comfort, I guess, that he says, no, I'm not selling this to you because I know you're not going to like it. So in this business, it's the same thing. If you know that part of the solution isn't going to fix the whole thing, then you shouldn't really sell it. Yeah. And I'm not saying you lean into they got to buy everything we got in your sales bag, right? Yes. But I mean, there are pieces of it. If you walk into a situation that has small flies, you better be putting small fly service in there and not putting the pressure on the pro to fix that issue when you know there are things that you need to add to make that opportunity. Give the guy a puncher's chance of being successful. Yes. And I think too oftentimes we short sell it. Oh, I'll come back for the flies in the spring or no, you got to close it now. Yep. Why wait? Why wait a month? Let's get ahead of that now so my pro doesn't end up in that spot. Now, talk about the education and why not younger salespeople, but inexperienced salespeople struggle with this.
I think younger salespeople struggle with this because they don't have the confidence. If you think about it, if you don't know your product well enough, it's hard to kind of position the value and then come across as confident. So what will happen is that the other person senses the confidence. Now, let's go back to the data. 60% don't buy, right? You lose that deal. 20% go to your competitor. 40% don't buy, no decision. And the result of that was that they didn't have the confidence to make a buying decision. They, the buyer, not you, the salesperson, you didn't transfer the buyer the confidence enough for them to make a buying decision. They wanted to buy. They just needed somebody to hold their hand to say, here's how it's going to work. And I think you have an example of the guy that came over, the contractor.
Yeah, so this is going to sound crazy. You know me, I'm a storyteller, right? So I'll tell this story real quick and kind of button this up. So when I lived down here in Atlanta, I moved away like almost 2 years ago. We had a steam shower in the basement, Victor, and I love this steam shower. And I wanted so much to have a steam shower in my new house, but that fell at the bottom of the list. My wife wanted, we didn't buy a new house. We bought a house that, it's 20 years old. She had the entire house painted. She built a brand new bedroom in the basement for my daughter that has a dog that visits us like once every 3 months, so the dog could stay down there and not come upstairs, right? So we built all this stuff. All these things that she wanted, and then we finally get around to Daddy gets what he wants, maybe. So I said, let's get this contractor over. This contractor came highly recommended by a bunch of our friends that said this guy does great work. He's there Monday night. We're sitting there Monday night. He comes in there, and I go, here's what I want, Bubba. I want a steam shower. We want to redo this bathroom, this master bath. I want you to put a steam shower in there. Have you put steam showers in before? And he says, oh, I put a bunch of them in. And he proceeded to and this is a competent dude. Like, highly recommended, very qualified contractor, but he couldn't sell worth a lick because he couldn't help me. I said, understand this. I don't even own a screwdriver. And he knew a little bit about my brothers. My brothers are kind of retired. They were in that business, right? So he knew my brothers were out there. He knew my name. He said, oh, yeah, that's me. I don't know if he was intimidated by that, but this guy, for the life of him, could not come up with the recommendation. I said, what would you do? I asked him like 3 or 4 times.
By the way, the ultimate buying signal, right?
What would you do?
Yeah.
Because I told my wife, I said, I don't have time. I don't have the effort. We got good recommendations on this dude. We're going to lock this deal down tonight, right? We're going to be done with it. It's going to be off my plate, and he's going to go do the work, and you're going to have to deal with it.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. What would you do? I swear to you, he could not tell me what he would do. And you've done these before. Yes, sir. I've done these before. Nice guy, right? Nice dude. But he couldn't do it. So you know what happened when he left? He still came up with no decision. He put it off. He said, well, let me get a designer. He kind of passed the ball to, let me get one of my designers to come in and take some pictures and sort.
Right.
He could have closed me that night.
Right.
But he didn't have the radical candor to say, this is what I would do, or the confidence to say, this is what I would do.
Yes.
So he pulls out of the driveway. I looked at my wife. I said, that is not what I wanted to happen.
Yep.
Now I got to go through the process of getting another estimate, and it's the last thing I wanted to do. I was ready to strike the check, get this off my plate, but he wouldn't tell me what I should do.
Your wallet was jumping out of your pocket, and he didn't see it.
And maybe that's oversimplifying it, but that was real life, and I don't know what this thing, it might have cost me like a whole bunch of money, but he couldn't make that recommendation. So I think sometimes when we do these big bundles that we do commercially, we throw all this stuff at him, right? You're taught to throw the kitchen sink at him, throw it all out there. But at the end of the day, you got to lean into something that you're these are 3 things you got to do.
Right.
These are 3 things you got to do. These other 2 are nice, but right now you got to do all 3 of these.
Yeah.
If you want this program to work for you.
Let's even though we don't have it in the presentation, in that same study, they talked about advocacy, how you should advocate.
Yeah.
Here's a recommendation, and they showed that the difference between what he did, being reactive, I don't know, what do you want to do, versus being proactive. The closing percentage was 144% different.
Yeah.
They're waiting for you to recommend something because in your case, you didn't have the confidence to make a decision.
No.
You're looking for the expert, the subject matter expert, to tell you, hey, here's what you should do. And young salespeople, and I'm talking not age, we're talking tenure.
Yeah.
Just starting out, don't have that confidence. And as soon as you don't have the confidence, they won't have a confidence to make the actual decision as well.
Amen. And we talk about that. So we got a lot of new salespeople, right? So how do you get that confidence and competence, right? You talk to some of these folks on the list, and the coolest thing I love about this company is you can pick up the phone. I swear you can pick up the phone and get the contact info on any one of these any one of these 27 guys that are on this list and gals that are on this list, and every one of them would help you and talk to you.
Well, we talked about this in the podcast with Nick Keekins and others.
And Jordan Bosman, he leaned into people all the time.
That's the name I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
That every time they had a problem, they weren't afraid to pick up the phone and call somebody, and everybody, without exception from what they said, was willing to help.
Amen.
So if you're young, tenure-wise, you're just starting out, pick up the phone, call somebody, get some help.
But again, you want to pitch all the services we've got, right? You want to do what's right for them. But there got to be something. You're going to walk away from them if they don't do it. Yep. And I see it all the time, and I'll use the residential group me in Chicago, that team that works for Cliff Brown. I see it all the time. I had to walk. They wouldn't do this part. So I walked.
Yep.
I mean, they fold up their stuff and they go home.
Yep.
And having that kind of confidence I think will help all of us.
I agree.
With that advocacy and trying to get past that. What do we got in the chat?
Corey says, have you ever had a pest control guy try to sell you residential service? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Justin Toop says, decide the hill you're prepared to die on and stick to it. They'll trust you and respect you even more. Dude, I'm so with you on that.
Yeah. Come across that way, right?
Yeah. Mike obviously says the Orkin family is simply outstanding. Adam Humphrey says you'll end up with a 1 square foot garage or a closet.
Adam Humphrey, I'm
Yeah.
going to punch him in the nose when I see him at President's Club
By
because
the
he's
way-
always taking shots at me.
Yeah, he is.
And I really like the guy.
I
like his wife better than him, but I
kind of
like
like but I think what Mike is saying, it's not being glib, is that as you say right now, and again, Ed, I talk to a lot of companies. They're not seeing these numbers, and so this is like a golden era of Orkin in terms of selling and making money.
No doubt. I'm having a hard time walking away, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But that's going to happen. Let's get out of here. Do some housekeeping. I'll do a couple things. Well, did you put you got the book in there, right?
Yep.
So
Can you
mention
put the
that
slide
book.
up?
Yeah,
Okay, so
there
here's the book. It's called The Jolt Effect that really talks about that study by Tether. It's written by Matt Dixon and the other guy, Ted McNamara, something like that. But Matt Dixon, to me, is the primary author in this book. And again, these are the 5 things he talks about what you should do well at. Again, I cover all this in the presentation I did, but I would recommend the book. And I think you said you read it
twice.
Yeah.
Twice. I felt that dynamic. The other thing I'll link up tonight, if I can find it, is Victor did a podcast with Matt. It's about an hour long, and every one of our commercial sellers should watch the whole darn thing. Yeah. Where you discuss.
He's a great
what
guest.
Goes on. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes deep.
And I'll repost that sales talk that Victor did with Mike's team as well tonight. Maybe it's too much overload, but you know me, I'm just going to keep coming at you most every night and just keep dumping stuff on the hopes that you'll pay attention to some of it.
But right now, I mean, of all, like I said, my book, the Golden Shelf, I talk about the best books. Yeah. Right now, at the top is The Jolt Effect, above any other book I have.
Yeah, and if you're a Challenger sale fan, I mean, Matt Dixon was one of the authors of that Challenger sale book as well.
Correct.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
I really want to make this really have some impact with our commercial sellers. As you know, you dial in your recurring revenue commissions through this calendar year, right? I mean, if you've been here for more than a year, you're dialing in your commissions right now. Where you finish at the end of December 31st on net paid on business is what's going to trigger your recurring commissions for all of 2026 until you cross that next threshold. Y'all need to get into that money that these folks are in, that 20% commission level on your recurring stuff, and now's when you do it. I send those reports out all the time to show you where you're at. Focus on that. We're also in that run for President's Club. It is going to get scary at the end how close some of you are. We can only send that top 25 commercial account managers. That competition is so strong, and it's just on. Don't lose commissions by not getting a sale started, even if you got to go start it yourself on New Year's Eve. Don't lose commissions that way, and certainly be focused on how you're driving President's Club. I guess other than that, I mean, let me just throw this up here.
Yeah. I wanted to mention
this
that.
sell is not a 4-letter word. We talked about this book. I did get about 50 of them in my office, so you want to shoot me a little note, a little email, respond to that email I send every night. I blind copy like 2,500 people. You want one of these books? Shoot me this, and when the 40 some I have left run out, I'll need your home address when you shoot me the note tonight. But I'll send you this book by Doug Robinson that I highly recommend. And you spent some time on it.
I'm halfway through it.
Yeah.
This was written by, this is for your industry. Yeah. This is a great book. I would highly recommend the book.
Amen. Yep. There's your endorsement from a guy that wrote 18 books, right?
Yep.
So I mean, simple as that. And then again, just take the time to deprogram yourselves over this Thanksgiving and just spend some time with family. Have some fun. I wish you all the happiest of Thanksgivings, and I appreciate the living daylights out of what you folks are doing every day, because you're all killing it. You're all killing it. So let's get out of here. Happy Thanksgiving. Right?
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Appreciate you.